Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Rule the Waves 2 and in the Succession series with Benjamin Magnus Gaming, the Historical Gamer, XTRG, and myself, Tortuga Power. I'm trying a completely different microphone setup today, so hopefully it's not too bad. I just have so much ambient noise that the only way I can do this is if I try to put my mouth about an inch from the microphone and greatly diminish the actual gain on the microphone. So we'll see, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. If it doesn't, I apologize. It's a one-off episode, but I got to get this done in order to send it off to XTRG, so the series must go on. I did end up simulating this, by the way. I should actually show that, shouldn't I? Get that out of the way. So we have, yeah, in the end, the aircraft carriers again prevail. Probably there's no proper scaling of carriers' effectiveness versus time period yet. So the carrier went in and it sank the Dunkirk, and it I think the Lille was sunk eventually differently. Can't remember exactly. It might have both been sunk. We can actually take a look. So at 150 nautical miles, we spotted them. The Dunkirk was sunk. Yeah, so actually they went into the battle with only one battlecruiser sunk, and I guess that they chose to flee. Well, this one chose to flee. The battlecruiser chose to flee because its division was already crushed, and divisions have a flee parameter. It's usually 60% of their health. They'll try to get out of there if they're getting crushed. This battlecruiser didn't, so this is kind of a bad... I mean, this is at 27% health, so it wasn't in good shape anyway. Probably was appropriate to get out, so it ended up being a 2-on-2, I think. Is that what it was? Yeah, it was a 2-on-2. And I guess because of the damage we had already done, or because of the light cruisers, we ended up winning that one. So again, I just apologize if there's tons of background noise. I don't have any other mechanism. Okay, so they only sank one battlecruiser and 2 destroyers. I'm fine with that. We just don't have time. We got to get this turn out. So that's the unfortunate truth. 0 points for the... the simulator has not been kind. No, I would say that basically the simulator overemphasizes like the carrier capabilities. Does it? Or actually, I mean, based on what we've seen from light carriers, they would actually... I mean, we've seen them in the one battle the big fleet battle, that just 2 light carriers were able to sink 5 dreadnoughts, which is pretty impressive. So maybe it is an appropriate measure of the effectiveness of light carriers even now, having 1 light carrier before the battle able to target and destroy 1 battlecruiser. Actually, I guess it seems, and to damage another one enough that it wants to retreat. It seems to be okay, actually. But I don't know. Feedback welcome. I'll be posting this on the forum very soon as I have a little bit of time to actually iron out a few little bugs that are remaining. That, you know, I have Finnish Jaeger and Ray, who have been generous enough to kind of play test it for me in its early alpha pre-public stage. Moving on. So Russia's doing very well in this war. We've already taken Haiphong? Yeah, Haiphong. And we're, I think, currently setting up an invasion of Guangzhou. We'll see if that ends up triggering. If it doesn't, we're spending a lot of money for nothing, but having 3 bases all in the same area, they'll have mutual protection. We'll only need to put 1 air base, which will be able to cover this entire area. So if we just put 1 air base in Hainan, we should be fine to cover this entire section, which is great. I think Da Nang counts as part of Vietnam or Annam. I don't think it's part of Tonkin. This is the Tonkin Gulf, right? So anyway, let me make sure that I'm speaking loudly enough, since the microphone level is greatly diminished, to prevent some of the background noise. And it's kind of funny, I'm not used to positioning myself this way. Enough. Let's get on with the show. Tupolev Company has developed a floatplane Scout as a private venture. Is it better than the one we have? It's faster. It has equivalent range. It's better in every way. We'll take it. Unfavorable weather. You wonder why it would cost this much money to like every month. I don't know. It probably should be an initial investment that has some very small amount of like monthly income maintenance or something like that. I don't see why there would be a full amount. Like that means if it triggers in 1 month, you paid 1/10 of what it costs if it triggers in 10 months. That doesn't quite make sense. The materials you don't buy every month. I might need a post about that. Something that doesn't really make sense to me. And again, they're declining all these battles because they have no ships there. And we have some brilliant success, but as you can see, even a brilliant success only amounts to 1200 VP, which is noise. Oh, and looks like actually our submarines are actually coming out already. Amazing. And this is the Biter. What an interesting name. It's full of dual-purpose guns. Second sets of dual-purpose guns are much less effective. So you should not have multiple sets of dual-purpose on your ship in general. I mean, it still improves the overall AA capability, I believe, but just very, very, very diminished returns. Of course, right after we build all these submarines, that's when we get better submarine stuff. Insufficient and superiority, well, it doesn't strike me as an appropriate. Yeah, we don't have any ships there. No superiority, but officially we have 3 ships here and they have 0. I don't know what I don't know how much more superior you can have than infinite, but I think that this is something that Frederick is working on, hopefully still working on, the superiority when you have 100%. In fact, let's see. The French do have 2 corvettes in the Indian Ocean. And yeah, they don't, including the surrounding zones, they only have 2 corvettes, which is still much, I mean, 0 points, so it's 11-0. Even if the corvettes are there, they don't have strategic value, so, I mean, points-wise. So it should be just an invasion, but, ooh, oh my, our carrier is ready. Carrier ready. I do not want to let them get off lightly. We're doing very well. We're expecting them to collapse, actually. Uncertain margin of its superiority. And we sank a French... See, I noticed that now we are getting these events. I was about to say, we haven't gotten those events in a while. It should be because I don't want to fight this. I'll fight that. Okay. I know that they'll decline most of them, but just the chance they don't decline is enough that I don't want to risk it. Okay, so the French still have nothing here. I think those corvettes might be short range. They are moving. Yeah, they still have nothing around even. I don't know why that invasion is not going off. Oh boy. We don't really need to take that, by the way. It's not a necessity. Make sure that all my destroyers are on active fleet. They are. So yeah, we do have a fair number. And now we have a carrier. Unfortunately, this carrier is short range because the battle cruisers that THG made were short range. That's a trend which has been common. So none of us can really talk about that because Tortukov is short range, Magnus is short range. Yeah, but our first carrier is ready, which means we could do... we still have a little bit of money, and we're at war still, so that's going to go away as soon as the war ends. But we also have a ton of submarines which are going to be ready pretty soon. In fact, very, very, very soon. Next turn we should get a lot of money back, in which case we have 2 choices. We can choose to build another battleship, or, being true to Cherepaka, which I think we have to be, we could start building a fleet of carriers. It's a little bit early, especially with the decreased tech. Just remember, we're at 70% tech. That's pretty weak. So it might actually be worth it to build more battleships still. Although we've already seen how effective those 2 light carriers were. Extremely effective, really. And building the first carrier would be, would be a legacy for Cherepaka. So I have mixed feelings. I don't know what exactly I want to do. I'm going to stall by just letting... Okay, well, we didn't end up getting the peace I wanted, but we got a peace concluded with the Russians gaining large territories and considerable war reparations. Oh my god. What the hell? I was wondering if we might get a peace value over 10, which is now possible. And we got what is just nothing. It's just nothing. Well, we'll take Guangzhou so we still control that whole area. And then I think I'll just let the other 2 points go into our yearly budget. And brace for impact. We're about to get annihilated by the budget. Oh. Okay, we have an improved model of the torpedo bomber. It is the same one, has been in existence and just improved constantly. But it's much better range. Well, not much better, but at least improved range and improved speed. That's great. It must have had a new, better, and more efficient engine on it. And our float plane is... Okay, so that was still a very successful war, I would say. What is the state of affairs? Budget is not even that bad. It's probably because all those submarines just finished. And now not only do we have a lot of submarines, we have a lot of budget. It's the best of all worlds. No ships under construction? Oh no, we have a year left on these cruisers. So there, I mean, there's so many different things we'd want to build. I think I'm going to leave destroyers to our successor because we have, well, let's at least refit the old ones. So the first thing we should be doing at the end of any battle, at the end of any war. So probably just going to get a nothing refit. They do have 14 weight remaining. Which unfortunately is not enough for them to do anything. Oh, really? We can make these dual purpose? They're not even the correct quality. How much? It's a rebuild cost of 90. How much is it? That's not that bad. I think we can afford to upgrade these. Although, honestly, they might also be better scrapped. They're only 3 torpedoes. Okay, I have a dilemma here. I can either scrap the charcoal cheetahs and build a new destroyer class, or... yeah. Or I can refit them. I don't think we need to refit them very well then. They're just going to maintain... these are really anti-submarine ships. They have 5 ASW, which is fine. So they're the active fleet anti-submarine group. And... yeah, I think we're going to leave them like that. We could throw on AA. That does not really matter. I mean, putting dual-purpose guns on these... yeah, we did not research dual-purpose remaining armament. I thought there might be some reason why we couldn't do that. So in that case, no reason to upgrade the quality of these guns. In fact, there's probably no reason to do anything. The only thing I would like, if we could have done it, would be to get an extra torpedo out of these. Which just is not going to happen, unfortunately. And they're already light on ammo. So you know what, I'm just going to refit them as is, knowing that they are not long for this world. But they'll survive another couple years until we absolutely have to get rid of them. I like to refit all corvettes as well, just to make sure that they aren't automatically scrapped. Or that's the old mechanic with minesweepers. I don't know if it still exists, but we're not going to do anything to these. They're great as is. As in, we don't want to pay for anything else. So we'll do all of them. Just rebuild as is. It's fine. Fire control probably takes more people or something. I don't want it. And look at our fleet is... we have 24 ships remaining. The Russians just really do not have enough budget for a big fleet. Now, we have 6 battleships, 2 battle cruisers, 2 heavy cruisers, 4 light cruisers, 1 carrier, 1 light carrier. The Warshava, I find this one pretty much useless. She's less than the cost of a light cruiser, so it seems like it's not worth it to actually scrap her, but she doesn't, basically she doesn't cost that much, but she's adding almost nothing. Now what was her armor scheme? 1-1, yeah, so I don't think it's worth it. we'll just leave it. I don't think it's worth it to scrap it. I'll let XTRG scrap his own thing. Yeah, but otherwise we probably, even though these Imperial Magnus are really outdated, I think we'll keep them around. And probably 1919, 1926, we probably need to do refits on all of these as well. So better, oh man, I think we do have better quality, so this is going to be not bad. 3,000, what was it to just do a refit? Probably around 3,000, 25, yeah. So we'll take the better quality 15-inch guns, which is really important. We'll definitely take the improved director on this. Unfortunately, the casemates we can't really adjust. You can put director. Can you use director with casemates? That doesn't... Oh, we can reclassify it now. We're late enough that this can be called a battleship. Now, I don't know whether or not to do this because there's a couple of things in play here. I think it will count as a fast battleship, so it can still enter all the fights that a battlecruiser can fight. So I want to do it because it gives us more strategic points, but I want to make sure that doing this means it doesn't become ineligible for cruiser fights. I don't know I think it's, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and upgrade it. I'm just going to call it a battleship because I think that is more important. So let's go ahead and reclassify. Short range, oh yeah, we'll use main guns, increased elevation. Thank you, game. We probably do need some AA on this. It would almost be worth it to drop, well, let's see, how many... No, we don't have enough to get dual purpose, so we'll just get some protection in terms of 12 light anti-aircraft guns. It's not a lot. I wonder if I should even get rid of the torpedoes, just have better... Like, how often are these... These have no torpedo defense themselves, so they are absolutely miserable in any situation which involves torpedoes. So I would rather have more anti-aircraft to hopefully increase their survivability. I'm going to jettison the torpedoes, which submerged mounts are actually a source of potential flooding as well if they're hit. So we'll just do this. And we're not going to replace the machinery, so we'll rebuild these. That's going to be really expensive, but we have the budget to burn, right? We have about a year and a half left. Tortugas, or Cherapacas, I should say, dream of getting a main fleet carrier out there is... We don't know where we'll find the budget for it. But that's because I'm stupid, and we aren't mothballing everything. So we need to leave one thing unmothballed. We'll leave the THG class unmothballed. And basically just... Okay, let's put these on reserve fleet. I don't think we need to mothball them. Put this stuff on reserve fleet. And... Oh, Diana, where are you guys? Oh, what's our requirement there? We should be minimizing our number of ships there. 11,000. Okay, so what do we have? Although we need 11,000, so we just leave 2 Pilatas. Move you back to Northeast Asia, and you two can't. You will stay on active fleet then, and you 2 Pilatas reserve fleet. That's fine. I don't know how the crew works. I think that you can do reserve fleet for this, and it doesn't affect the. By the way, is there a way select all reserve? Okay. We can put everyone on reserve. I think that's fine to do. Did we do that? Is everyone on reserve? I think we moved them all to reserve. Yeah, they're all on reserve. Okay, R reserve. Okay, good. Let's go to actually get the THG to have aircraft. So we have 41. Okay, 41 is 14 times 3. So we go 15, 14, 14. Okay, so we're going to go 15 torpedo bombers. We're going to go another 15 torpedo bombers. 14 torpedo bombers. And then we're going to go with 14 fighters, which is very fighter light. Actually, it's one-third, 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 I think, was the American system, wasn't it? So not even that bad, but this is going to be very capable. And their arm reserve, perfect. Okay, so that should save us some money as well. I don't know how to do math. Is that what you're telling me? I did, of course, yeah. 14 times 3 is 42, but I have 41, not 43. That's fine. We just lower this number by 1. Actually, just lower it by 2. Perfect. Because I was going to lower this one by 1 and that one by 1. Might as well just lower this one by 2. So 13, 14, 14. It's perfect. I really like it. And we're, with this reserve stuff, we're down to only negative 5.6, which is horrible, but 8 more months. 3 more months until a lot of these guys are finishing. That's not going to affect things very much. So we just basically need to make it 8 months, which we can do. We're going to be down to around 60 million. That's actually plenty of funds. And, you know, we have added to the yearly budget, so. Oh, God. International force, probably. Okay, good. It worked. We don't really want to go to war with Great Britain, but hey, I'm not going to back down. I'm not. I refuse. We got some nice background music now. Oh, wow, that was a lot of reconstructions. But that's fine, we expected it. We just need to go make sure we put them on reserve fleet or mothball. We'll give this maximum publicity. We're not friends with anyone right now. We're not trying to maintain friendship with anyone. Let's go to active fleet people, which is everyone from here down, and put them into reserve. Actually, I'll put them into reserve. Okay, the Uchizi. Uk TV. Move you over to Northeast Asia. And then we want to get everyone who's not to mothball. We don't need corvettes in good shape, and we definitely don't need the charcoal cheetahs in good shape, but I think I'll wait for all those ships to come out first. Reserve, 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 active fleet for my... Okay, you can go to reserve fleet now. We have 2 ships on active fleet. A hawkish government. Ooh. Well, this is probably not what we want. I think we actually don't want this. I don't want war. -3. The budget is recovering, but at what cost? So these are done. Mothballed. Mothball these. And we're going to mothball the charcoal cheetahs. Those are all done. And it didn't help much, but 100,000. I mean, it's 2.9 down to 2.8. Hey, I'll take it. Roughly. I think it might even be less than that. So we do have you on, okay, foreign stations, so you can't be mothballed. We can mothball the Magnuses. Other crews might still be useful, though. Yeah, I think we've mothballed pretty much everyone that I want to, except for I can mothball this guy as well. I don't really think that all they need to do is launch airplanes. And actually, yeah, that's not an easy thing to do, so maybe I shouldn't be so brazen. You know what? Maybe we should move the charcoal cheetahs over, at least some of them, over to... I don't want the Magnus in Northeast Asia. In my opinion, it's always been the case that Northern Europe should be the best ships, and Northeast Asia should be like second-tier ships. So let's just do this. Let's implement this change and see if... I mean, it's the way we want to do it. So let's do it. Same thing with the cruisers, which actually this makes sense, having the cruiser... I think we're actually doing okay, because the new cruisers will pop up in Northern Europe, which is where I want them. So let's move the Pilatas to Northeast Asia. How many do we want over there? Yeah, you know what? I'll move them, because we have new ones coming in, or maybe one of them. We have 5 cruisers in Northern Europe. Yeah, I'm okay with this. We'll move those over there. So we can always build more ships and then they'll deploy in Northern Europe, so that seems fine. Seems fine to me at least. Okay, I'm struggling here. I don't feel like this is my best work. Let's send a battleship. Please don't hurt me, Great Britain. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God, our turn is gonna just never end. I'll never be able to finish this. Maybe they'll just go away. Maybe they won't, you know, get mad at us. Unfortunately, we have to put things onto active fleet, or should be, and that's gonna provoke them, perhaps. Okay. No, I'll do that. Wait, what? What is happening? Okay, so you're slower, you have less range. You're worse in like every way. Why would you come to me? P29. Why would you even bombs. No, I don't care. It's not worth my money. So amazingly, we actually are not at war yet. Which is good because I really need the charcoal cheetahs to get somewhere. The Magnus are medium range, so they can last. But we want the charcoal cheetahs over there anyways because we keep getting the thing where it says you don't have enough. The destroyers can't make it. Oh God. Okay, we're entering our last year. Quadruple torpedo mounts. Oh my gosh, what happened? It's a miracle. It's a miracle. What the heck happened? No, keep moving. I actually want you guys in Northeast Asia, so that was my mistake. Wow, that's amazing. We're very lucky. Thank God I didn't actually activate more of the fleet. So when they're in Northeast Asia, we can put them back on reserve. It's part of the glory. And we can mothball as well. But we won't mothball the Magnus. It makes me really keenly aware of how deficient we are in destroyers. But again, I want that main carrier. I'm going to just let the winds of fate... Okay, yeah, we'll take it. 10% discount, very hard to turn that down. Let's be very careful here. Yes! Slowly creeping over the edge. Look, I'm pretty sure they are the biggest naval power. 17 battleships, 6 battle cruisers. We have no battle cruisers now, but we're so forward looking. It's because we're so forward looking we've converted all our battle cruisers to battleships. So we are outnumbered insanely by the Japanese, who have like 2/3 the budget of us. What is going on? Is everyone else top heavy? They have 3 light carriers. We're the only one with a carrier, but it's, you know, a conversion. 2 heavy cruisers. Not a lot of people are using cruisers. It's probably good. We have a good amount of light cruisers. We won't build more of those. Looks like we're actually doing okay. I guess everyone is extremely top heavy. This problem has not fixed itself yet. So, and we have a lot of submarines too, which I'm really happy about. I think that's going to win us the next war, whatever it is. We probably could have gone to war with Great Britain because they are affected by submarines a lot. Actually makes me really want to build more, but I think it's too late to do that. We won't get them in time. So. Oh. Torpedoes do more damage. Hey, if that works for aerial torpedoes too, that's even better. Why does it say, by the way, that they don't have... Was that just a joke? Yeah, they're in reserve, but they're there. Oh, what? Oh, they literally moved to reserve. Ah, so I didn't do it right. Let's... What? Can I drag and drop? Yes. Go. I don't think this makes sense. Does it? It does. But the thing kind of bugs out. It gets there. Okay, good. And they are on reserve. They are on reserve. They are on reserve. Okay, good. So you don't actually move them to reserve. Just put the things on reserve. Duly noted. And look at this budget. Where the hell did this come from? What happened? What? There's just some weird thing happened. The budget's plus 4 million now. It's probably something extremely obvious, and I just... Oh, the reconstruction on those was extremely expensive. So we made it through, and we actually have 100,000. Well, you know what this means. It means that we will be designing a new ship. Now, I am, like, really feeling the destroyer crunch here. Let's get these guys all to reserve. And let's mothball these. Huh. This is pretty interesting, though. Okay, I want to build a new carrier. I just want to. It's tough. 21, I guess we can suffer 21. So we definitely have enough corvettes for a long time. They have I mean, look at the maintenance is only 2. It's perfect. That's just wonderful. Why are you guys not on? So I think their working up must be more cost, because it looks like these guys are a cost of 11, which is great. It means technically we could scrap the Brionks. But we don't need to. They're perfectly fine as well. These are minesweepers, mine are not, so we need minesweepers. So I just noticed we missed these guys as well. These sneaky little paladas. Put them on the reserve fleet. We're just pinching every penny, even though we have pretty good budget in the end. I'm actually really surprised how that worked out. As far as naval guns go, we still don't have my favorite naval guns, the 17-inch. The 16-inch quality zeros are pretty good, so that's the best we have right now is the THG. Honestly, let's go to research and really prioritize. We need better frickin' torpedo defense. Torpedo defense 2 is like, okay, it's the minimum I would say for a good battleship. Even though we have quote-unquote huge battleships, 40,000 displacement with only torpedo protection 1, which to me kind of makes sense for Russia. They should have these really crappy ships. But we'll bump that up. I'm going to put armor development to medium. I just don't see why we wouldn't want to. We're like so far down on that. These are all 1% weight savings. It's not bad. I might go to low on this just because we can try to steal this from other people. We might be actually pretty far ahead already. I mean, 18 on fire control. We have improved director. Oh yeah, but we need the... We haven't gotten the director for AA. Is that turret? Is it this one? Light forces and torpedo warfare? Or explosive? Ship design? Turret? It might be one of these two. I don't think it's this one, so... Okay, let's continue. You're obsolete. Do we just scrap them? I guess we're not going to scrap them. And by the way, tensions are just looking really good right now. I think we just do a nothing refit on this. It has 47 remaining. That's probably not enough for an aircraft. No, not by a long shot. Yeah, so we'll just bump up the anti-aircraft. Should we even do that? We're increasing the personnel, which is going to increase the cost. No, no. I'm going to do a nothing refit on this one as well. Yeah, that's fine. Just to leave you in service so I don't have to make the decision, the tough decision, whether to scrap you or not. These are 1919, so we do have to get these refit, the Paladas. Let's make sure that we're leaving the whole Navy in good shape for X-Tier G. Director on these secondaries, which is going to take us, yeah, to the exact limit. But that's fine, and I think that's all we need to do. Ooh, shoot. Well, we'll take this down to 5. I don't think the light anti-aircraft is going to do very much. These could very easily be targeted, but there's no other way we can make all this work. This is just not enough secondary guns, in my opinion. 4 per side. You have less. Your secondary should be about equal to your, or much more than your primaries, in my opinion, but that's okay. But this is a kind of a special design anyway. In fact, it almost doesn't need secondaries. In fact, the secondaries here are actually a little bit strange now that I think about it. The 6 and the 8 is just so close together. If it were me, I would drop this down to 4, make them dual purpose. They're still anti-destroyer against light destroyers, but now they have dual purpose, which is going to be better. So anyway, we'll do this refit just to keep them updated. And 1924, so we have 1926, the Tortukovs and the Magnuses need to be refit. I know that people probably think I'm crazy for keeping the Magnuses around, but they're good strategic points. You saw us blockading France. I just really like good strategic points, and these are cheap strategic points. 350 for a battleship, and this thing can hold its own. It's still doing okay. What's the better? Oh, we don't have better 13-inch guns. Well, that is a shame. That is probably reason to consider tossing this thing out. Because the Tortukovs, we'll do that first, actually. I think the Tortukovs have better quality 14-inch guns now. And that costs 23. It does just not, it's absolutely impossible to avoid doing that. It could be it's 1,700, or for better guns, which are so important, 2,300. So 50% increase in cost, but just, to me, it's completely worth it. Let's also get the improved director on there. In fact, I don't know why we have so much space on this thing. Put the director on this. Oh, because I think we redo the turret. Like, let me just see. Oh God, what? What did I do? What did I do? Okay, this is 1,700. 2,300. Oh, it's not 2,300. It is really expensive to rebuild that. Well, that means that we can upgrade the turret, which is probably the biggest complaint. Should we just extend this? We can drop it down. Director. We can kind of just do everything if we want. Put some light anti-aircraft on it now. Not really. Improved director. Okay, it's going to rely on other people for anti-aircraft defense, apparently. But hey, I'm partial to this design, seeing how it's mine. So let's do this. It has 0 torpedo defense, so it's not good from that aspect. It's not good from an anti-aircraft perspective. It's probably something that should also be relegated to Northeast Asia. In fact, what we could do is leave the Imperator Magnus as a meat shield for the other ones and send the Tortukov, which is at least now semi-competent. And this is, I think it should be the new turret armor based on the newest technology, not whenever the ship was built, which is worse armor. But I don't know. And if anybody knows about that, please let me know. Okay, let's do this. It's going to be a 12-month, 3 million, pretty expensive refit. That's maybe not a recommended refit. We're still doing okay though. Let's go ahead and figure out what we want to do with our other, we still haven't figured out what we want to do for our main thing. I might even have to do this next turn. Oh my God. Because we're already up to 40 minutes. I think I am going to design this one next turn, next episode. So, wow. 38? No. All right, let me think about this, and I guess we'll complete this in the next video. So, sorry I wasn't able to get it done. We have one more episode left. We got to design a ship and then basically push it to the end of the term, pass it on to Exterior G. But for now, thanks for watching, and until the next one, take care.